Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, I got a question from the comments that it basically said how to know in the beginning stages if a man is making adjustments, like making changes because he's genuine, or if he is making adjustments and making changes to get you to drop your guard. And there isn't a way for you to tell, because it's gonna look the same. But as the saying goes, one thing time gonna do is tell. Time gonna tell. So that's your only foolproof, safe way, is to give it time. But what you have to realize, and this the thing that a lot of women, 99% of women, don't want to hear and don't want to believe, and is too grown, too musky, pH balance is off, when you don't want to listen to this little bit of advice right here. And this the only advice in this whole world that's going to save you and help you and change your life. But we live in such a demonic influenced world that even the church folks are not listening. I was thinking the other day, I say I might open me a church that just teach Christian relationship principles. Because the other churches just talking about favor and grace and prosperity, and then do a relationship series once a year. But the whole church is full of fornicators. Everybody in there that ain't married is fornicating except for one or two women. And a lot of times they hairdo and they dress is the reason they ain't got the opportunity to fornicate. But you rarely see somebody that's really on point and fashion forward and working on the 3 B's, brains, getting this knowledge, brand, building something that you can't be fired from outside of your career, your regular job, and body. Not sleeping around and eating right and working out. You rarely see somebody that's doing those 3 things and listening to this here advice. So the only way for you as a woman to be safe and to know is to keep your legs closed. Keep your legs closed. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm telling you. Stop everything that's going on in your mind. Stop all the excuses. Stop replaying your toxic, idiotic blogs that you be listening to. These podcasters with these stank breath, dirty leg people sitting up there giving you advice, and they ain't got nothing to show for it. Ain't got no money, ain't got no spouse, ain't got no peace and happiness. All they got is a microphone in their face. And you sitting there in your house, racking your brain, losing your life, ruining your life, because you listening to deadbeats with a microphone. And that right there is the work of the devil. Listen, close your legs. Close your legs, and that's going to save your life. And when I say close your legs, I'm talking to men too. Keep your pants zipped. That go for men and women. Everybody got a zipper. Unless a woman, you got your skirt on. Close your legs. Keep your pants zipped. And that right there is going to change the world. It is going to change the world. It's Christian podcasters that is out here having sex and don't realize, single podcasters that's out here in fornication, they don't know I know their business. Because they don't realize that the people that they be sleeping with got to get coaching too. It's Christian authors out here having sex. It's pastors, single pastors out here having sex. All kind of Christian YouTubers out here having sex. On here, scriptures in the bio, scriptures all online and having sex. And the people that you sexing, guess what? They want to tell on you. So they all on my mentor.life, getting some help and talking. Because they know they in sin, and they know if the rapture come today, they going to hell with you. So that's why they trying to get somebody to talk sense into them. And this the thing. What you chasing is stupid. That's what upset me is like, it's just sex. This ain't oxygen. You ain't get oxygen. This sex. Like, you giving that much power to sex. It is not food. It is not oxygen. It ain't a get out of jail free card. It's not a long life card. You bringing yourself closer to death because you listening to this mallywap lame white woman on Instagram talk about, yeah, the more sex you have, the better you are. I seen one white lady talking about my man need to be masturbating 7 days a week. Man, shut up. Then I seen a Hispanic lady on there talking about a woman need to be drinking, need to be swallowing a man, and talking about we need to be in each other's face. I'm like, are you serious right now? And see, it just be these little nasty women on here making these videos, and the videos going viral, and it's women making the videos. And I'm going to tell you, most women is nasty. So if you could be a woman that's going to be classy, you going to stick out like a sore thumb if you taking care of everything. Like, listen, don't walk around and let yourself go. Do not let your hair go. Don't let your fashion go. Don't let your body go. Like, I'm here for you. I've had women who have hired me for coaching and have got off the phone crying. There have been women who have hired me for coaching and have wrote in. It's been countless women. Not countless now. It's been about 3 or 4. Have wrote in, you offended me. That's the point of it. Because all you doing is walking around getting lied to with a pocket full of Oreos and a greasy face in that 1980 outfit. It's like somebody got to tell you the truth. Your mama lying to you because she love you. And you her baby. So she don't want to tell you, baby, you ain't gonna never get no husband walking around looking how you looking. Somebody have to tell you the truth, and you got to have a thick skin. You have got to get on somebody's treadmill or get out there in somebody's street and go to walking. You have got to stop eating past 7, 8 o'clock at night. You have got to stop drinking your calories. You have got to start feeding your mind. Stop getting on the video trying to tell a man about men. You trying to tell a former dog and a former player about men. It be women in the comments talking about men want this, men want that. Since when you had a dang-a-lang and you know what a man want? Listen, when a honest man who don't want your money, who don't want your sex, who don't want nothing to do with you but help you. Why in the world would you not listen to that? Then to be in the comment, men want this, men want that. You don't know what men want. That's why you're not happily married with a faithful man, because you don't know what men want. That's the point of this here channel, is to give you the game. So you later comment the other day, she said, I've been listening to you. I don't know if she said since she was 16 or for 6 years. I can't remember. And she said, I met my man, got engaged, and now we finna get married. And I've been seeing that now about every day. I've been seeing that now because I'm giving you the game. Do you know why Cherie Gaskins is happily married with everything that a woman could want? Because I told on myself. I wrote the whole game in my very first book, What Daddy Never Told His Little Girl. I need to get the manuscript for that and republish it so I could get paid for it, because it's published through another publisher and they be stealing money. I'm going to try to find a manuscript. I don't even think I got the manuscript no more. But if one of y'all got the book and you want to sit down and type it up on Word document and send it to me, let me know. Whoever agreed to do it, who got the book, let me know and I'll pay you for it. We'll figure it out. Maybe I probably could pay you. Probably could pay you $1,000. Probably could pay you $1,000. I ain't got it right now. I got to get a payment plan with you. But you got to have the book. You got to send me a picture of it. You got to be holding it in your hand with a picture of it. And you got to have Microsoft Word. And you type it up, save it as a Word document, send it to me. The first person that send me a picture of the book, the first person now, a picture of the book and say, Tony, I do this for the $1,000 on a payment plan. I might need to call Klarna and get a payment plan, which are Afterpay. But I'm going to republish that. I'm going to republish that book. That book was really raw. That book right there, white women would write me mad. Because I got a chapter in there about why do black men date white women. Boy, them white women were so bad. I said, listen, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay? Don't get mad with me. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you from the locker room what the men saying about you. I'm giving away the game. When I wrote that book, my homeboys stopped talking to me. Because they knew. They knew it was not a single lie in that book. And I have to come on here and argue with women about men. What sense do that make? That show you why so many women is unsuccessful in a relationship, because they know it all. When you think you know it all, that's when you finna lose in life. You don't see men arguing with women about what a woman want. If a woman open her mouth and she go to telling what a woman want, a man finna be all ears, because we got sense enough to listen. And that's why so many women get played, because what you don't realize is men listen. So when you sit down on that date, it's a young lady, she done took my teaching and told it on TikTok and went viral, and ain't tell nobody that she stole it directly from Tony Gaskins. I said, boy, the time that I hear a woman online saying something about a man that sound like she know what she talking about, she be done come on my channel or another man's channel and learned it, and then she go teach it like she just dreamt it up. Like it just came up. You're not going to know nothing about a man if a man don't tell you. And men do not talk. That's why women get played so much, because men not giving away the game. That's why what I'm doing is called breaking the man law. It's called breaking the G code. And the reason why I do it is because the man law and the G code, the guy code, all the codes is destroying society. Because the purpose of those laws is to give men an advantage to take advantage of women. But guess what? This coming from a man who had every single woman I wanted. This coming from a man who sleep with 3 women a day. This coming from and that was as a broke man with no name, with no fame, with no money. I found out that women knew nothing about men, and that women was so easy. I never met a woman that I consider a very, very hard test ever. And that's how by the age of 21, I had slept with over 100 women, because I was looking for a wife since the age of 16. But the only test that I knew was to try to get her to sleep with me. And if she would sleep with me inside of 2 weeks, that meant she was not wife material. That was the only test I knew as a young man. That make you mad, don't you? because you're like, oh, well, you tested me. Oh, well, you failed the test. Well, you know why? Because you did not have the game for yourself. When one of them women, and what I found is that every woman is the same. What I mean by that is every woman could be a wife. Like, I didn't meet women that I was like, this woman could never be a wife. This woman will be a terrible wife. A woman, what I found is that a woman is created for love. And the only thing that separates a woman is the women who know their worth and actually going to get their worth, and they actually working like they're worth what they are worth. What I mean by that is a woman who knows she is God's daughter and she is taking care of her mind, body, and soul like she is God's daughter. If you are not taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically, you're not loving yourself like you are God's daughter. And that right there is going to lump you in with every other woman. But when you stop being influenced by social media and by the housewives and by reality TV with your hairstyle and your style of dressing, and you find your personal style and who you are and what you like, and you make it fly, and you take care of your body. That's the number one thing that women do not do, is take care of their body. You have to take care of your body because your body is a temple. You could walk around and see countless fit men. You don't walk around and see countless fit women, because women do not take care of their body, because you get to a place to where you let the stress of life get on you. You let failure of life get on you. And then food becomes your comfort and it becomes your kryptonite. And that right there is a trick of Satan, because Satan knows that men are visual before anything. So if Satan could get you into a body and a package that is not visually appealing to a man, that's why the Bible tells us not to be gluttonous. But if you are eating from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, that's gluttony. A lot of people think that gluttony is just sitting at the table and you got 4 huge meals. No, gluttony is eating all day long. That's gluttony, because you're eating more than what the body needs. You have to learn how to fast. That's why you see everybody that God used in the Bible, they had to fast. They would fast 3 days, no food, no water. That's called a dry fast. Or they would fast just water. They would fast 40 days, 40 nights. They would fast. Imagine what the body looked like. The body is purged. The body is cleansed. The skin is popping. Everything flowing. The body flushed. You got the parasites out of you. You got all the junk out of you, all the gunk out of you. You flush your system, and then you fuel your body. And when you fuel your body, you fueling your spirit. So what you have to understand is that you are God's daughter. You God's chosen. Keep your legs closed. A man does not deserve to have his thing in your mouth or in your hand or in between your legs or in your rectum. That is not your husband. You shouldn't have no sexual connection with a man that is not your husband. At the most, y'all ought to be hugging, a little peck on the forehead or a peck on the lips, a hug, holding hands, and that's it. He don't deserve nothing more than that until he is your husband. Because when he is your husband, that's when he has committed to be with you until death does you part. That's when he has committed to that. And if the man ain't committed to that, y'all, let me set an alarm on this phone because I got to do an interview. YouTube interview. And that's the thing, what you got to realize and understand. And people ain't realizing this. And so this is the thing, and I want you to understand this, ladies. Please, if you are a woman watching this, listen to me. Stop arguing and listen. A man does not require sex before marriage. That's the lie you'd have been told. Lady, come on here. Oh, he just real contradicting because he said he got his wife pregnant before they got married and all of that. That's how I'm able to tell you. That's how I'm able to tell you, because I made the mistakes. Dummy. What you think it come from? What you think knowledge come from? Mistakes. You don't do it all right and then know it. You know it all because you done it all wrong. Duh. Come on now. Use your head. We adults. You got to use your head. Listen to what I'm telling you. I was a player. And I was the type of guy to where I could go in the club and and this is what women don't understand. And that's what's unfair about life. The players is the ones who end up with the good women, because we go through so many women, and we go through so many women till we get to the woman who she willing to save herself. But the reason why we able to get a good woman who don't have our same body count is because even a good woman is conditioned with the stereotype that a man gonna sleep around more than a woman. So and a lot of times the women say, oh, I don't want no man who slept around. Use a lie, because you never met no man who slept around. And when you meet a man who has slept around, all you're gonna feel is charisma and swag. You're not gonna know a man body count. When I met a woman, including my wife, I would say I only slept with 5 women. No man finna tell you that. No man finna. And so women take and use that against me because I'm telling you something that you would not otherwise know. But I'm telling you this so that you know this is how I know what I'm talking about, because I actually lived it. A lot of men that's talking never went through women. So they don't even know a woman's weakness. They don't know how women actually operate, because they never had the kahunas, the balls, and the confidence, and the swag, and the charisma, and the looks, and the ability to get women in bed. So they can't even help you sew your game up. They can't help you protect yourself, because they never was the one that could breach the boundaries. They never could get in. They was lames. They was guys who couldn't get women. These not glasses. I got 20/15 vision. These blue light glasses. So no, I was not no nerd. I was not no lame. I was the #1 running back in Polk County, Florida, which is one of the largest counties in Florida. We got NFL players, Hall of Famers like Ray Lewis, that's from Polk County, Florida. And I was the #1 running back, averaging over 10 yards a carry. If you watch football, 10 yards is a first down. A first down is what you need to keep going down the field to get a touchdown. I averaged 10.2 yards a carry. I ran a 4.4 in the 40. That's 4 seconds, 4.4 seconds in 40 yards. That's fast. I bench pressed 340 pounds when I weighed 170 pounds. I bench pressed 200% of my body weight. And I was the only player on my team out of 95 players in college that could bench press 200% of their body weight. I was all the way him. 8-pack of abs, talk game. I was a poet. I was an introvert. I would never talk like I'm talking right now. I'm doing this under the unction of the Holy Spirit to try to help women learn the game so that you could understand who you are in God's kingdom, so you could understand how God see you. So men who are being used by Satan, like I was being used by Satan, cannot come in and infiltrate the spiritual boundary that God is trying to allow you to have placed around you. But you are giving your body up, and it's women who are closing their legs and opening their mouth, and don't realize that to a man, a woman who will suck thing is lower than a woman who will open her legs. There are a lot of women that are bragging and priding themselves over sucking thing, but not having sex, when you actually are seen as more of a whore, because a man does not expect to have his thing in a woman's mouth until that woman is his wife. And that's only if she want to do it, because we understand that the mouth is not made for a man thing, because the stuff that come out of a man thing cannot go down a woman's throat and produce babies. So we know as men that the only place our thing is supposed to go is in a woman vajay, because that's the only place that it can reproduce. We know that we can't reproduce in your mouth, and we can't reproduce in your booty hole. We know that. But it is women who are offering up their body to men who are not their husband. And I'm here to tell you that had I met a woman, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, I married a woman who did not make me wait till marriage. Because you know why? Because no women was making you wait till marriage. And the women who was making you wait till marriage looked a way that you didn't want to touch them anyways. They either had hairy legs, long nose hairs, nappy hair, or overweight. They carried themselves like they was untouchable. But out of over 100 women, I did not meet one woman, and this was in the early 2000s. I met my wife in 2005. I started literally looking for a wife at the age of 16. And I did not meet one qualified woman who was pretty and classy. And what I found was the prettier a woman was, the nastier she was. The less attractive a woman was. I remember being about 16, 17 and was over my homeboy house. And he had a sister that was overweight, and she had a thick tongue. And I was over there as a young man and just was talking to her, and my thing got hard. And so I tried to shoot my shot at her. And you know that movie or that little cartoon back in the day, the dinosaur. It was the dinosaurs. It was like a spinoff of Fred Flintstone, but they were dinosaurs, and they was like lifelike. Like they used to make them cartoons the way they kind of lifelike. If she was a cartoon, that's kind of what she would look like. No offense. I'm just trying to paint a picture to you. She just was thick and muscular. She was not like, she was not like what you call fat. What people say fat, like she was not that. And I hate that word, and I hate people call people that, but I'm just using it for the term so that she just was really big and muscular. So it was like she had a big arm, but it was mostly muscle. And I remember she had a thick tongue, and I tried to holler at him. I don't really do that. I really don't do that. And I was so offended, because here I am at this time, I was wanted by the prettiest girls in the school. We was in high school. When I tell you not a single person was looking at her, because for one, they was poor. They was really poor. So her clothes was bad. Her clothes was bad. Her hair was bad. They lived with their grandma. And she turned me down. Do you know who allowed me to sleep with them? Her 24-year-old sister. I was 16 years old. Her 24-year-old sister let me sleep with her, and she was my age, and she turned me down. But that's who had class. That's who had the class. A woman that no man looked at, a woman that no man desired. That's the only woman that turned me down. And the next time I got turned down was right before I met my wife. And the lady was one of the ladies was the same kind of way. She was decent looking in the face, you know, like pretty, okay looking. That's what I call pretty. And she was thick. So like as full as your thigh could be before cellulite. It looked like the biggest your thigh could be, about this big, but no cellulite. All looked like all muscle and meat. She was like an Oreo away, and she had a little bit of stomach on her, but not like hanging over, nothing like that, just a stomach. She could wear shirts with her stomach out, and she could dance now. She could dance. She had the normal ingrown hairs that women have in, you know, on the corner of their leg, or little, you know, the little black dots from the hair or whatever. Just a normal, pretty looking lady. Now, her boyfriend that she was off and on again with, he was nowhere near my level. He was nowhere near my level. He looked like the microphone. He was nowhere near my level. Like, he didn't really get women. And so she was really doing him a favor. But he played football. We was at a Division I school. He played football. So that gave him a little advantage. And a lot of times women will talk to football players, especially D1, because they don't know if they're going to go pro. They think they're going to go pro. And so women will talk to these men thinking they're going to go pro. And the men could look a mess. At that point, I had got kicked off my college football team and transferred. So I had transferred from the D2 school to the D1 school. And I got to keep an eye on my watch. Well, no, I don't. My thing at 1 o'clock. And so that woman right there, I tried to sleep with her. She was like, no, you know, kind of like, no. I went to the apartment, helped her put her bed together, helped her move her bed and all of that. And she was like, no. But we really wasn't in the right environment, and nor were we a couple. Like, we had just met. So I used to shoot my shot early. So we were 1 weekend. So if you got any kind of class, any kind of decency, you're going to say no. Same thing with the other young lady that said no. She was 10 years older than me. She was stick skinny, and she had hairy legs. She didn't shave her legs. So I didn't really want to sleep with her, because I'm the type of man, I want a woman's legs to be shaved, because I don't want her legs to be like my legs. Yeah, grow hair for the winter if you living somewhere without a razor. But if you got a razor, you supposed to shave your legs or get laser hair removal, because that's feminine. If your legs the same as a man, that's masculine. And I remember a lady come up, well, man ain't gonna like me and my legs hairy, but I wear long dresses, so it don't matter. It do matter. And that's what y'all got to understand. That right there is why you're not married. Because a man want a feminine woman. He don't want no woman who got as much hair under her arm and as much hair on her legs as he got. He don't want no woman that is shaving. Go get laser hair removal. Like, you have to understand femininity. And so, but even with that lady, she let me do a little something sexual. Put more thumb in there. And she had been abstinent. She's a Christian woman. She had been abstinent. And so I bring y'all in to tell y'all the games that men play and the way we pursue, so that you know about it and you ready for it. But I have to sit on here and argue with women who want to know it all, and then who want to get mad because you get brought behind the curtain. I'm bringing you behind the curtain. What you don't realize is every man was doing this to his own level. Every man do this to his own level. It just levels to it. So where I got to 100, my homeboy told me he was at 300. My other homeboy say he was at 600. My other homeboy say he was about 55. He was at about 55. So it's like every man could do this. I had one homeboy who his nose took up this much of his face. We in the South. We blight. Yes, that nose was kind of sort of common, but it still was picked on, because we operating with self-hate. We come from slavery in Florida. Like, we still had Ku Klux Klan. So women didn't like him. They didn't like him for whatever reason. You know, he was darker skinned and he had a wide nose. I never seen him with a girlfriend until later. But when we became grown, I remember being around him one time, and we talking about who we, you know what I'm saying, who we sleeping with, what we call hitting, who we hitting, smashing, whatever all the word was. And he was like, man, listen, we all grown men. Ain't nothing you could do with a woman that I can't do. And I was like, oh, okay. I'd rather listen to Lil Ugly. Lil Ugly talking with air in the chest, huh? Well, where you at there? You ain't doing it. What you talking about? You could do the same thing I could do. You ain't doing it. So that's how men compete. And so the men who watching this, they is fire hot. I ticked the red pill community off. But what the red pill community know is that I really was him. Like they could look at men could look at a man and say, yeah, he had a boy, woo, but he was going through him. So that's why they don't argue with me. That's why a now red pill man approached me and said nothing to me slick out his mouth. Cause for one, he know if we in person, I'll slap the teeth out his mouth. And two, see, men know energy. Women don't understand that. Women can't read men. A woman could be dealing with a killer and not even know it. Every man know a killer. Every man know that based on the man energy and how a man come correct. See, a man know that because a man know if this man got the balls to give away the game, knowing that every man hates that and despises that and don't want to be nowhere near a man who will give away the game. If this man is willing to alienate himself in the name of God, so he say, he crazy. Every man know that. Men know men. So that's why you do you think men don't watch this channel? There are hundreds of thousands of men who watch this channel. They just don't click the subscribe button because they don't want it to show up in their subscriptions because they don't know how to go to their settings and hide their subscriptions. A lot of y'all don't. So I can see who you subscribe to. And I can see when you subscribe to me because YouTube dashboard show me who subscribed to me unless you got it hidden in your settings of who you subscribe to. So that's why they don't hit the subscribe button. But they come here because they learning from what they call an alpha. So the game that I'm giving you is the highest level of game. So the reason why the men watch this is so that they know what you know. Because I know more than he knows. Because I played the game on a level he could never play the game. I just talked to a young man who say he got a problem with women. When I told him I had slept with over 100 women by the age of 21, he said, wow, how did you do that? And how did you get there? Listen, I had slept with over 100 women by the age of 21 and I wasn't even trying. I wasn't even trying. I was turning women down. That was me having standards. Listen to how crazy that sounds. Let me help you understand. That's how easy women are. And so what I'm trying to create is an army of women who are not easy, who don't get on your back. And what I'm trying to tell you is, if my wife had told me that I could not have sex with her until marriage, I 100% would have waited. But I'm not going to give her a standard that she don't have for herself. And she not going to have a standard that not a single woman she know got. So what her standard was is the period of time that she made me wait. So she made me wait until she was ready, until she felt like she knew me enough and had spent enough hours with me and had got to know me enough and had been around me long enough and had spent the night with me and had seen my phone and seen that I wasn't talking to no other women, had gone on dates with me and seen that no other woman approached her and no woman text her and no woman was like, hey, your man is my man. And hey, I'm sleeping with your man. And hey, this and that. So she let enough time pass for that. And that was with me pressuring her every day. She pushed that pressure away. One night she got up, rolled out the bed and kicked me out her bed, kicked me out her place. Told me, listen, I told you no. I had never experienced that. I'm going to turn the comments off because I don't want to hear y'all mouth, because a lot of women just cannot handle the truth. And I'm trying to give you the truth from a man so you can understand that this is normal. Yes, it's not always to the same level. Now, my homeboy who said he slept with 300 women, now I could believe it because he is the brother of an NBA player. So he was raised in a 3-story mansion. And we live in a world that if a woman walk into a 3-story mansion, her panties coming off. And I'm going to tell you how I know. Because I remember having a woman that she gave me her virginity. She was a Caucasian. And when I took her to this mansion, she got in her thong and she was a virgin. I was her first. And so she was seen as classy. She got in her thong and did a dance and was twerking and dancing in the theater room. And my homeboys, because I had broke up with her years ago, my homeboys was behind the couch watching her dance in that thong because they was obsessed with her because she was a white girl with a booty. And we just did not know any other white girls with a booty back then. Because a white girl with a bubble butt with, you know, a round booty, not like a big ghetto booty, what we call a ghetto booty. It was just like a round bubble butt. We didn't know white girls with a booty like that. So they was obsessed with her. They wanted to sleep with her. One of my other homeboys, older homeboys, hollered at her and talked to her. And then he told the guys that he fingered her, which I don't know if he did or not, but he probably forced himself on her. And one of the things is white girls was intimidated by us. And it was a lot of white girls that did get forced. Black men forced themselves on them. And they was intimidated. And so they would not tell. And their life would be threatened. And they would be afraid to lose their life. And they would lose their life. And so it was a different ball game. So this is what I try to help y'all understand about men. Some women already know this to be true. Some women already understand it. Some of y'all watching this have had countless one-night stands. Some of y'all watching this have slept with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 men. I know this. This is real life. That's why I don't judge it. I know how nasty we are as humans. And so I try to help you understand this is if you can be a woman who is physically fit, spiritually fit, and mentally fit, you can have any man in the world that you want. And he will meet you where you are, and he will date you and be with you on your standards. If you are spiritually fit, physically fit, and mentally fit, you take care of yourself inside and out. If a man will not wait for you and he will leave you, he's either gay or he is ignorant. Like he is a complete grown boy and he don't deserve you anyways. But a man with any sense, with any class, with any character, he will wait on you until marriage. And I am guaranteeing you, there's a man right now that I know, a black man, that has a company that is worth $30 million. And I was his life coach. I can't say his name because of client confidentiality. This man could have had any woman he wanted. And he had women. And he was not a virgin. He met a virgin. And he fell for that virgin. And he waited 3 years for her. And they got married. And that right there was my proof. Although I had never met a virgin. So I didn't get the opportunity to wait because I had never met a virgin. When I met my wife, she had had one boyfriend. So she had had one sexual partner, according to her. I'll never know the truth. I believed it because how hard it was for me, and I know I had never had a challenge like that. So when she told me she had had one boyfriend in college and they had dated for a year, and that's who she gave her virginity to, and we talked about it, and she said she really could count on her two hands almost how many times they had done something together, because she said, I'm not really that type of person. With the pressure I put on her, and with the skills that I had, and the talk game that I had, writing poems every day, with the way she made me wait, and the way she curved me, I could believe it. And she was not thinking about marriage. I was not thinking about marriage. She was 19 years old. So it wasn't this type of thing of like, she had time to be a HO. She was 19. And when I met her mama, I could believe when she told me her mama didn't let her date in high school. She got a Jamaican mama who came over here for college and then stayed over here, visa expired, and then had to work under the table, then had to apply, and then get a green card, and then get citizenship. Had to go the long road. Y'all, any of y'all got that type of mama, you know that type of mama don't play. She is a hovering parent. My mother-in-law is a hovering parent to this day. My wife is in her late 30s, and if she don't answer the phone, her mama will pull up. We could be in the room making love, and her mama out there knocking on the door because her daughter ain't answering the text message for the last few hours. She got a hovering parent. So when she told me she couldn't date in high school, and she had to lie to get to the movie, to even talk to a guy, to be friends with a guy, I could believe it when I met her mama. When her mama threatened to kill me, if I ever get into it with my wife again, me and my wife got into it 2 months into marriage. And she tried to leave, and I bear hugged her. And I'm holding. And we got into a tussle. My wife told her mama about what happened, because she didn't know if we was finna have to go through a divorce. We had only been married. This was June. We had just got married March 30th. So March, April, May. We had been married like 2 good months. And then we get into this altercation. And we got into the altercation because I went back to the street selling drugs. And she wanted to leave. And I was begging her to stay. Her mama called me the next day. She said, if you ever put hands on my daughter again, I'll kill you. And I did not beat her daughter, punch her daughter, slap her daughter, hit her daughter. But she was talking about just the fact that I tried to hold her, and I tried to stop her from leaving. I let her go because I realized she really was trying to go. And that if I held her against her will, I would have had to use the amount of force that would have hurt her. So I let her go because I was not trying to hurt her. I was just begging her to stay. When her mama called me and threatened to kill me and didn't realize that I was a killer, and didn't realize that if the mindset that I was in as a dope boy, that if anybody else would have told me they'll take my life, that I would have had to take their life to preserve my life. She didn't even realize that. So I ain't talked to her mama for years after that, because I don't play about those kind of words. So me and her mama didn't talk for years after that. I ain't meet my wife daddy until we was married 5 years. So see, I got a real life story, and I be telling this story, and people use it against me and be like, oh, he ain't fit to be talking, he ain't fit to be teaching, not realizing that you don't want a teacher that ain't been through nothing. That's why people fire their therapists and hire me, because they say, my therapist can't relate. My therapist don't understand what I done been through. My therapist don't have no real life experience. They just got the degrees. And I'm like, okay, to each their own. I get it. I get what you're saying, though. I'm here for you. What's up? And so this is what you have to understand when I be giving you this here game. But let me tell you what I was telling you about that mansion, how I believe it. We went to Orlando City Walk. Back then it was City Walk, like Hollywood Studios, City Walk. There was a girl that was so pretty. I've never seen a girl this pretty in my life. That girl was so pretty. She was like Hispanic. She was like either Hispanic or black and white. And when I tell you, she had the perfect body. She had on a yellow dress. She had like Serena Williams booty, but not Serena Williams thighs. Her thighs was a little slimmer, a little more muscular. No stomach, perfect face, perfect teeth. long hair, the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I was so enthralled, I couldn't even holler at her for myself. I hollered at that woman for the team. I said, hey, what's going on? How you doing? You know, my name Tony. What's your name? She said, yeah, my name's such and such. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, hey, you know, we chilling, we hanging out at the mansion, and, you know, want to know if you want to come by. And she was like, the mansion? I was like, oh, yeah, that's just what we call it, just because it's a 3-story mansion. That's just what we call it. But I just, oh, okay, all right. Well, where is it at? Well, yeah, you know, I'm cool. And so she ended up inviting us to her apartment. So me and like 3 other dudes, we at her apartment. She there by herself. Like, she a real dog. Like, she really, like, if we was them kind of men, that woman could have lost her life that night. That woman could have went through anything. We ended up getting kicked out because she had like $600 cash in her purse sitting beside the couch, and I was a thief. So while they was talking, I started trying to inch my hand over, and she caught me trying to steal her money. And then she was like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing, I ain't doing nothing. She was like, you were trying to steal my money. Yes, you was. I was like, no. She was like, get out. Y'all get out. He trying to steal my money. So we got kicked out. My homeboy, who's the brother of the NBA player, was like, man, Tony not trying to steal the girl money, man. The girl that kicked us out, man. We were finna smash, man. Tony, man, why you got to be a thief, man? Why you got to be stealing? But remember, I went to jail in the 9th grade for stealing. That's why I had to leave the public school and go to the private school, because my mama thought I was finna end up being a lifelong criminal. So I went on back home. They kept the girl number. They called the girl over to the mansion. Her and her homegirls. So now I done made the connection. I done got the young lady for them. They kicked me out. They call her over. Her and her homegirl, they get on the Sea-Doos, the jet skis. They all on the jet skis. My homeboy, next time I go over there, he say, man, all 5 of us hit that girl. He said, bruh, she let all us hit. I'm like, what? A woman who looked like Pocahontas with a booty in real life slept with all of y'all just because she seen a mansion? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's the experience that men have with women. So therefore, men have no trust in women. Men believe that every woman is a HO. Men believe that every woman will sleep with a man for money. Men believe that every woman is easy. Men believe that every woman will cheat. Men believe that women cheat more than men. And guess who reinforces it and makes that belief true to a man? Women. So when we try to sleep with a woman and she sleep with us on the first night or in the first week, we like, well, darn, everything negative that I thought about a woman is true. When we sleep with a woman and then we sleep with her roommate, we like, well, darn, women is no good. This is why the red pill community exists, because it does come from realities. So what I'm trying to help you do is become a rare woman. Become a woman that when a man meets you, he's like, my goodness, who are you? Who raised you? Like, are you from Mars? Are you from Venus? Are you from Pluto? Like, I took you out. I spent $200 on dinner. I bought you this. I bought you this. I opened those. I wrote poems, and you still ain't let me hit. Who are you? You finna become a wife. You finna become a wife, because every man with any sense wants a woman that is rare. But the reason why he press you and press you and press you and press you is because he trying to break you. He trying to see if you like every other woman. So when you give into the pressure thinking that if I don't break, if I don't give into this pressure, I'm going to lose this good man. No. By you standing your ground, that's how you keep a good man. And then here go women. Well, a good man would impress you. Yes, he will. Because a good man is not a perfect man. And the only test that men know to see a woman's value is to try to sleep with her prematurely. See, there's a time period to where a man will sleep with a woman and he won't count it against her. And that's after the 6-month mark of him investing time every single day. If he skipped a day, it got to go longer than 6 months. If it's every other day, it got to be 12 months. If it's every 3 days, it got to be 18 months. If it's every 4 days, it got to be 24 months. But if a man talk to a woman 1 hour a day, a minimum of 1 hour a day throughout that day for 6 months straight, and that woman sleeps with him after 6 months of him talking to her, even the biggest of players, the biggest of dogs will wait. And he will respect her. If a woman sleep with a man inside of 6 months, she lose his respect. Although she may be in first place for how long he had to pressure a woman and wine or dine a woman for sex, she still loses a bit of his respect. He won't respect her fully. And he will put her through the ringer more. This is just men. And I want you to understand, this is every man. Stop talking about, oh, a good man won't do that. Oh, a good man won't do that. Yeah, the men who you call good on that, you don't think he's attractive. And so until you could see an unattractive man just for his character, then that's when you don't know what a good man is. Because yes, there are men who won't even try to sleep with you until you kind of imply you want to sleep with him. There are men who will not disrespect you, who will not test you. And if he do try to sleep with you and you sleep with him on the first night, he won't judge you. There are those men, but guess what? You're not attracted to those men. I know those men. They look like Shrek. Google Shrek if you don't know what Shrek look like. S-H-R-E-K. They look like Shrek. They either look like Shrek, or they look like a leprechaun, or they look like King Kong from the movie. They look like King Kong, or they might look like Godzilla. You don't think they're attractive. You don't even talk to them. You don't want nothing to do with them. I done tried to match make them with you. And you say, Tony, Tony, do I look like that to you? Absolutely not. I'm like, listen, you said you wanted a good man. This is what he looked like. You know why he's so good? Because ain't no woman ever wanted him. So because of societal constructs, y'all treat him like the plague. So get this here man, teach him how to dress, take him to the gym, teach him how to brush his teeth. Like he just ain't been raised. He just ain't have no good mama, no good daddy. Like he was raised by wolves. He raised himself. That's why he barked in the middle of his sentence. That's why he scratched on his arm like that. He just ain't been raised. The boy mama worked three jobs a day and she was strung out on drugs and she left and went to Europe for 6 years. The boy was in and out of foster care. But this man right here will kill somebody about you. Why you can't see who he is at his heart? Ugh, Tony, And then when I give you what you want, he's a dog. He already got herpes. He done slept with 1,000 women. And you're like, ugh, why he got all of that? Listen, nobody is perfect. Just how you not perfect. I could meet any woman. I could be like, listen, you very beautiful, but you got a lisp. That lisp is going to affect you. Like, it's hard. It's going to be hard for the man that you're describing. He can get a woman who looks as beautiful as you without a lisp. So why would he settle for a woman with a lisp? So you have to understand that you're going to have to take this list down a couple of notches. Because if you just shooting for this man that look like Idris Elba or whoever your celebrity crush is, you're going to have a long, hard road. And all he going to want to put in you is hard dangling. But there are a million women without the lisp, without an overbite, without the eyes like yours, without their nose like yours, without their lips like yours. So he have room to be picky and judgy, So you can't be so picky and judgy, like, because as you judge, you will be judged. And you're not perfect, so he could judge you too. So you got to understand that just because you want him don't mean he gonna want you. So it's good to understand who wants you. And then I'm gonna help him understand that just because you want her don't mean she gonna want you. And that's why so many singles. Because most singles want somebody who don't want them because they can't see themselves in the mirror. And then when somebody who unbiased like myself try to tell them this is how you're viewed and this is who you are looked compatible with, they get offended. And I'm trying to tell them, like, listen, the proof is in the pudding. That's why you talking to me single, because what I'm telling you is a honest representation of how men view you or how women view you. I am a professional. I do this every day. I understand who looking for what, because I done seen the list from men and I done seen the list from women, and not just a man and a woman, but thousands of women and thousands of men. I know what looks compatible. And what you are looking for do not look for you. It's not looking for you. This right here is who looking for you. So if you don't want that and you can't see the character in this person right here, then you're going to be single for the rest of your life. Unless you do this. Now, if you do this right here and you change this right here, now who you desire will also desire you. Well, how am I change that? Well, that's going to cost thousands, or that's going to take a year or 2 years. Hey, listen, that's what it's going to take. That's why grandma say, like who like you. So the people who marry is those of us who have liked who like us. It's women that are more beautiful, world standards, than my wife. Somebody will look at my wife, and I'm not asking y'all women for an opinion. You don't have a ding-a-ling. So men could look at my wife and say she's beautiful, but I'm 100% guaranteeing you there's women that they think are more beautiful and more fit and more rare and more exotic and more this and that. Nobody is at the top of the ladder. And the ones who at the really, really top, a lot of times you don't even want them. When you meet them, their breath stink, or their private stink, or their attitude stink, like something on them stink. And they be just the gorgeous, beautiful as you want to be. And the same thing with the men that women lust after, something wrong with him. His thing 2 inches, or his breath stink, or his attitude stink, or he a narcissist, or something wrong with him. Stop looking for just looks. Get somebody that is okay looking, that is like a 5 to an 8 on the look scale, 1 to 10. And then they will glow up with your loving. Trust me when I tell you. If you're looking for a 9 or a 10, you're going to be disappointed, because they've been treated like a 9 or a 10 their whole life. So 9 out of 10 times, they be terrible. Why you think Halle Berry still single and Jennifer Lopez always single and all these women who is 10s be single? Because everything ain't what it cracked up to be. And it ain't always the man's fault. These women not coming out and saying, oh, he cheated on me, oh, he beat on me, oh, he dogged me out. They just, oh, we no longer together. So at that point, we could assume it could have been as much the woman as him. Look at Jada Pinkett Smith. She really a 10, but look how she talk. Look how she act. She's now about crazy. And so it's like, that's the reality of the world. So this is what you got to realize and understand. If you want to protect yourself as a woman and know that a man is real and know that a man is your husband and know that y'all can work out, you have to close your legs. Make a man work for you. Make this man fall in love with you. Give enough time for him to fall in love to where you feel so loved, and then keep going. Still, don't feel love and then boom, you open your legs. No, because a man who want to sleep with you will do all of the same things that a man who is genuine and want to love you will do. Point blank period. Hey, this Tony Gaskin. I know this hard to hear. My story hard to hear. The truth hard to hear. I know you want to argue. I know you want to go back and forth. But I'm telling you, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm telling you this in humility. When it comes to love and relationships, this is what God has gifted me to understand. He graced me to make all the mistakes and not catch HIV or herpes or any STD. He graced me. And then he gifted me with a profound understanding and the ability to articulate my understanding without even using filler words like and right and like and you know. Pay attention that I have been talking for 55 minutes with no note cards, with no teleprompter, with nobody asking me questions, with no interviews. This is God's gift. This is not my gift. And so I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to tell you this in humility. When it comes to love and relationship coaching, I have never been wrong. When I have coached the individual one-on-one and assessed their full situation, if you take this general stuff and you apply it to your life, but your life got caveats and nuances, it may not work for you. I have never had a client in the over 2,000 or 3,000 clients that I have worked with who has come back and said, Tony, you was wrong about this and you was all the way wrong. But let me tell you what has happened. I have had countless women. I can't think of no men because men listen. Women like to argue. I've had countless women who have got off the phone with me angry, mad with me, upset, and they circle back. Sometimes it's over a year later. They circle back, chew and crow, swallow their pride and say, Tony, everything you told me came to pass. Everything you told me was 100% right. And I wanted to write you and apologize because you told me and I didn't want to listen. Listen, I don't get nothing for this. There's no other woman that I'm sleeping with other than Cherie Gaskins. And I can guarantee you in this screenshot society, in this come up society, if I was sleeping with somebody other than my wife, it'd have been out. Just how the boy got exposed, the muscle man relationship got exposed. If you doing something you ain't supposed to do, it's coming out. Ain't no secrets in our world today. Not with these blogs out here. There's no secrets. But these bloggers who own these blogs, they don't even mess with me. They don't mess with me. They don't mess because they ain't got nothing to tell on me. They don't have nothing to tell on me. If they tell something, it's finna be from over a decade ago to where they like, I'm going to feel stupid talking about this. Everybody got something in their past over a decade ago. What you talking about, child? That you slept with the man? Okay, congratulations. You want me to blog about that? So that's why it ain't nothing coming out, because the only person I'm sleeping with is Cherie Gaskins. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. There's no benefit. Lames and dummies think that I do this to get women. I done already had more women than I needed to have and than I wanted to have. That was a disgusting life. That ain't no happy life. I ain't happy about that. I ain't proud of that. That's what lame men put stock on that. I was lame with them, not in the real sense of lame, but I was dumb and ignorant and a punk. So I ain't happy about that. But I exposed that to let you know this how I know what I'm talking about. This how I know where your weak spots are. This why I know where your blind spots are. This how I know where you failing. This how I know where you struggling. This how I know how you losing. Because I was the one making you lose. So I'm trying to give you the game so you could sew that up. So you could get you a checkmate instead of keep getting checkmated. So understand what I'm trying to tell you. And I'm pouring my heart out, exposing myself, telling my story. When if you notice, the other men who do what I do, you don't know their business like you know my business. They want to be a knight in shining armor. They want to appear perfect. And when they tell you about their past, they use vague terms. They're not telling you exactly how many women they slept with. They ain't giving you no numbers. They saying, yeah, I used to be a mess. Yeah, I used to be out there. Yeah, I wasn't always the man I am. They speak in vague terms. You're not going to meet another relationship coach as transparent as I am. But I'm transparent so you know that I know what I'm talking about, and so that you understand that I really understand the game. So if you listen to me, you can't lose. Because if a man is a scammer, if a man is a trickster, If a man is a playboy, if he's a grown boy, if your legs were closed and your mouth was closed and your hand was closed, you weren't begging, nor were you giving hand, you've lost nothing. You've gained lessons, you've gained knowledge, but you have lost nothing, because he can't go to nobody and say he had you. He can't go to your future husband and say, hey, I knocked off your chick and I wasn't even with her. We wasn't even together. And that's a man who want to get married. That's his biggest fear, is that his wife done been knocked off by several men in the city. If you a woman and you done been knocked off by several men in your city, you need to move cities. You need to move to a new city. You need to start over fresh, and you need to be a born-again virgin. So when a man meets you, and I'll do another video on how to talk to a man about your past without giving away so much to where he could use it against you and box you in and judge you. But hey, this is Tony Gaskin. Make sure you get over to wealthofhealth.com. Wealthofhealth.com. Pre-order the elderberry gummies. They on the way. These are pre-orders. The gummies going to be on the way this month. Then we're going to package them and ship them out to you. Then we're going to get ready out of the rest of the sales of these gummies. We done sold over 200 bottles. Thank y'all very much. You know, in a soft launch. I haven't even promoted this on my Instagram yet, because I'm just doing pre-orders for the people who know me and trust me. Instagram, that's the World Wide Web, so they don't understand pre-orders. So I'm going to wait till they actually touch down. Then I'm going to start promoting them on my Instagram and my TikTok and all of that right there. Everywhere else, my Facebook and all of that. But for now, it's just y'all. So I appreciate your support. And I'll explain this to y'all later about why I'm doing this company and things that I mentioned in some videos. But I got to go right now because my wife just texted me, so I need to make sure she don't need no lunch or need to talk to me about my sons. And then I got to do an interview here in a little bit. But hey, God bless you. And we'll talk soon. Wealthofhealth.com. Pre-order your elderberry gummies. And I greatly appreciate you. Talk soon.